in this set of questions, you don't have to solve all the questions. These questions are basically all the possible questions on amplitude modulation with noise, without noise. So I make these questions together because we are going to use these questions in future topics also. That's why these are included. Now, if you see, the first question says that list or draw three fundamental components of any communication system. So this question will be the part of your test, and the answer to this is transmitter, channel, medium, receiver. Okay, the first question, second part says what major challenge must these communication systems contend with, or you can say the challenge they face. So all the communication system, whether they are used for any kind of application, they are suffering from the problem of noise. And if you extend it a bit, you can mention it as interference also. But noise includes everything which can be a possible way of interference, maybe magnetic interference or any kind of interference, and the atmospheric pressure, fading, any kind of medium it's passing through, noise include everything. Second A question says we wish to transmit the information Vm equals to 5 sine 2 pi 6000 t volt. Calculate the wavelength of the signal. So as you know that omega equals to 2 pi f, and clearly if I compare it with the equation given here, then 2 pi 6000 is given, so we can say f, that is the frequency, is equals to 6000. And if we need to find the wavelength, then we must know the relation between wavelength, velocity and frequency. If velocity is not mentioned there, means it's not through any medium, then we consider it's through air, and the speed in air is considered always as 3 into 10 raised to the power 8 meter per second. So put all these values, you will get this answer. Then would it be practical to directly transmit this information using an antenna? Why and why not? Now depending upon the wavelength, the antenna height is decided. So if you see, if I even take 1 by 4 of this wavelength, then the antenna height will be 12.5 kilometer. So it is not possible to send the information using an antenna, so we need modulation for this. So the answer is no, it would not be practical. The smallest practical antenna would have a size of 1/10 of the wavelength, which is 5000 meter, or you can say basically 3.1 miles. Third part is, suppose a carrier of this value is given 10 sine 2 pi 250,000 volt is amplitude modulated by the information signal given above, means it's everything is given in the form of a question here. Then you have to sketch and label the frequency spectrum, that is the frequency domain representation, means you change it from time domain to frequency domain of the baseband signal, the carrier signal and the AM signal, and you have to draw the three separate sketch. Okay, so it's given to you that your frequency here is your Vc is given to you, Vm is given in the first part. So if you compare, then your Fm is equals to 6000. So Fm is equals to 6000. Okay, and if you see, the voltage there given is 5. So this is 5. Excuse that this is written as your this, because I think, yes, it's 5. Vm is given to be 5. So I just need to bring the pen and you have to cut this. So this is 5. frequency is given to be 6000, or you can say 6 kilo hertz. Then if you compare it with your VC, then VC is given to be 10 sine 2 pi 250,000. That means your AC is given to be 10. It's given as 250 in kilohertz here. This is in hertz here. So it's 250 kilohertz. And when you need to find about the modulating signal, then you have to find the amplitude which the modulated signal will have. So you must know what is your mu. So mu will be equals to AM divided by AC. So AM is your here 5, this is 2, and then you divide it and then you find the value of it. That's the only part I left on you. So you need to justify why it's 1.25 here and why it is 10 here. So you need to go through it to find the amplitude of the modulated signal. Okay, I already gave you the hint that AM divided by AC has a role to play here depending upon the value here given to you here. So maybe it's 5 divided by 10, so it will be 0.5. So you need to verify whether here it will come as 1.25 or 1.5. Okay, because there's a mistake here, so I think that might have came here also, but you need to verify it. But I'm telling you, it's always AM plus mu something. So if you remember the standard equation of it. Okay, so mu is now AM divided by AC, so it's 5 divided by 10, it will be 0.5, and then you have to apply the formula of your amplitude of the modulated signal, which is given in the form of always in the form of ST equals to something from that one. Okay, now the frequencies, you have the frequency FM is this, FC is this, so FC minus FM will be
what's the last
244.
part of it?
What is the bandwidth of the AM signal? Okay, the bandwidth is always
FC
the maximum frequency minus
FM will
frequency, so it will
FM
be
plus
FC plus FM will be 12,000. So if you plot them
12 kilohertz
on this
third question,
kilohertz, the figure is given to you. Your Vmax is measured as 5.9 volt
is for this
and
one.
V minimum is measured as 1.2. We use this as A max and A minimum in the calculation, so it's nothing different from there. Okay, so then determine the value of Vc. So if you remember the formula, that Vc will be equals to your 5.9 means A max, or you can say A minimum, A max and A minimum. So A max plus A minimum divided by 2. So the value will be this. You need to find Vm, then it will be difference of A max and A minimum, or you can say V max minus V minimum divided by 2. If you need to find the third one is modulation index, so Vm divided by Vc. So it can be this, or you can find out with the help of this also. So it will be Vm divided by Vc is equals to A max. Vm divided by Vc will be equals to your A max so it's A max minus A minimum divided by your A max plus A minimum. So A max minus A minimum will come here, so it will be not be this, sorry for that again. So it will be 5.9 plus 1.2 will come here. So you need to find this value and use this value. So that is your modulation index. So it will not be a 2 here, it will be 5.9 plus 1.2. Remember the formula which we calculated in the mathematical expressions, that mu is equals to A max minus A minimum divided by A max plus A minimum. So you just have to take this value and this value, and then that will be your modal relation index here. Now the fourth question says that sorry for that, I have to turn the pages. Given AP is equals to P out divided by P in. If AP is less than 1, this stage is an attenuator. If AP is greater than 1, this stage is an amplifier. So that's the answer. Depending upon what you are using as a power amplifier. So if your efficiency means A, or you can say gain, is less than 1, the stage act as an attenuator. If it's greater than 1, this stage is an amplifier. Now fifth question, express the signal power of 20 nanowatts in dBm. Circle correct answer. So you have to find out it in dBm, then you circle whichever is your correct answer. So you must know the formula of dBm is equals to 10 log 20 nanowatts given. So when you are finding in dBm, it comes in milliwatt, relation of milliwatt. So it will be 10 20 nanowatt, means 20 watts given in the question, and then divided by your 1 milliwatt. Then the answer will be this. So it's 20 into 10 is to the power minus 9, 1 into 10 is to the power minus 3, and then you take out the log. So the answer come out to be minus 46.9897 dBm. So the correct Sixth answer question is A. Given the RLC circuit or LRC circuit, and you have to with the resonance frequency given as 100 kilohertz, resistance value is 100 ohm, capacitance is 1.33 nanofarad, and an inductance value of L equals to 1.904 millihenry. Determine the quality factor. So the quality factor is XL divided by R. So 2 pi, then the value of your frequency given as 100 kilohertz, then value of your L. So it's 2 pi is due to omega L divided by R. Put the value of R also there, and then you will get this as 11.9665. B part, what is the bandwidth of the circuit? You must know the formula, that bandwidth is equals to resonant frequency divided by Q. So bandwidth will be this. Put all the values, you will get the answer. Calculate the upper and lower cutoff frequencies. This is the question which I'm not going to give you, because I have not explained it much in the detail in the theory. So but if you want to know this, that Q is greater than 10, so we can assume that the bandwidth split the resonant frequency evenly on both sides. So if means your quality factor is greater than 10, then the resonant frequency is splitted on both sides for the circuit. So FH is equals to FR plus bandwidth divided by 2. So 100 kilohertz plus bandwidth divided by 2. So that will be your highest frequency component. Lowest frequency will be FR minus bandwidth divided by 2. So this will be 95.82 kilohertz. D part, if the following triangular wave with the fundamental frequency f of 20 kilohertz is put through this filter, determine the output. Even though I wrote the answer of it, I have not covered the filter yet. So this is not going to be part of your test 1. It will come in probably in test 2. Now 7th A, explain the advantages and disadvantages of synchronous detection and envelope detection respectively for standard AM. So synchronous detection, good noise performance, complex synchronous circuit. Then envelope detection, simple circuit, good performance at high SNR but suffers from threshold effect. You just have to write these answers right now. The advantages of all the 3 schemes will be compared as we go more in the course. Okay, then with the help of diagram The question asks FSK. FSK will come when we will do digital modulation. So this is also not the part of your test 1. 8th A. Explain the term synchronous detection, envelope detection, coherent detection and non-coherent detection. Synchronous detection needs a local carrier that is synchronized with the incoming carrier. Means whatever the carrier you used at the transmitter, same carrier is used by the receiver to detect the signal. That is called synchronous detection. Envelope detection tracks the envelope of the signal, no local carrier needed. So what it does is, if you remember, in envelope detection we were using a capacitor which was getting charged and discharged. So it was basically following the envelope of the signal. So for some of the cycle, or you can say cycle, it was equals to tau equals to RC. The capacitor was charging and discharging. Okay, so it was just following the envelope. If you remember, like this, the signal envelope was going like this. So I have done that envelope detection, so that you have to write here. Coherent detection, the same as synchronous detection, a term used more often in digital communication. So this term means basically that you have to generate the same type of carrier at the receiver which is used at the transmitter. So this is a different name for, you can say, synchronous detection. Non-coherent detection does not require phase synchronization at the receiver. Means you have to use some other techniques to generate the original signal. Now draw a diagram for the demodulation of single SSB amplitude modulated signals. Where the carrier is suppressed, indicate the bandwidth of the band pass filter. Okay, this is another way of writing it, but I have given it in the notes that how you will do the demodulation of SSB. I think you can use that one. That will be better. Instead of learning two methods, it's better you learn the method which is given in the your notes. Then C part you don't have to do. It's in digital communication. 9th question is your this is also not covered yet, even though I mentioned the answer. 10th question is, consider an AM signal and you have to provide an expression for the AM signal ST. So this is the expression which you all know. You can just write it as AM cos 2 pi FMT also if you want to. B part you don't have to do. Noise will come soon in the next things. Then you have to come to the C, synchronous detection. What is the technical difficulty? What is synchronous detection? What is the key technical difficulty in using the synchronous detection to receive the AM signal? So we use this this question appeared earlier also. So this is another way of writing it. Synchronous detection is a detection method where the receiver multiplies the received signal with the carrier with exactly identical phase and frequency of that at the transmitter in order to recover the transmitted signal. And the key technical difficulty challenge for synchronous detection is to generate the carrier with precisely identical frequency and phase of the carrier at the transmitting side. So means whatever the signal you have in phase and frequency at the transmitting side, you have to generate the same type of signal at the receiver side.